Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So there's a clip here that I want to share with everyone because this young lady is talking about how millennial women were basically encouraged by their parents to be strong and independent. And I can't say that she's not telling the truth, but we definitely going to talk about it. So I'm gonna let you hear it. And here we go.
This thought that it's too late.
Yes.
Because I think that I'm a millennial, and like millennial women were really set up for the okie doke because they told us from when we were little, don't depend on anybody. Make sure you get your own. Always be independent. Go to college. Get an education. Don't have a bit. Don't put a man before your. Like, we were hammered. The messaging was go to college, have something that you can stand on, and then think about a man and a baby. And a lot of us did that, and what that did was it made us older, entering motherhood. We started thinking about making a family later, and then I feel like we just got shamed on the back end. And we were like, wait a minute, but I thought this is what we were supposed to do. I want to dismantle.
So she's actually correct. Millennial women, and to an extent younger Gen X women, were pretty much all told. And I want to make it clear that it was told not only by the females in the family, but there were a lot of dads, including mine, that were like, you need to put your head in them books. You need to make sure that you have a, you know what I'm saying, like that you can go to school, that you know something, that you know how to do something, because you can't really be dependent on everybody to do things for you. Because what if you get married, and then what happens, like if he gets sick, or what happens if he pass away? And you know what I'm saying, like, you don't want to be stuck not knowing how to do nothing, and you're destitute because you don't know nothing. You were relying on a man to know everything and be able to do everything, and you don't know how to do nothing, and so therefore you're unable to even feed yourself if he don't feed you. You can't house yourself if he don't house you. Things of that nature. So we were told all of those things. What we weren't told was the boundary for it. What we weren't told was, we're not trying to make you not have men. We're just saying that you want to be capable of like being an adult. You don't want to enter into a man's life completely helpless, completely, you know what I'm saying, like you don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying, like you don't want to enter into a man's life and you just completely, you're 100% dependent on him for everything, and you can't add to the pot, you can't nothing, and so there was never any boundary put on any of it, not to mention the indoctrination that happens once you go to school. Our parents wasn't thinking about the brainwash of feminism as you go through school, especially as a girl. And once again, no boundaries was put on nothing. There weren't any. As a matter of fact, it morphed from what I was just saying, where you don't want to be completely helpless. It morphed from that into you don't need a man at all. And that's what the millennials got. The millennials ended up getting a warped version of that message, of the previous message, where it was just saying, don't be a 100% dependent. Have some type of skill set, some type of ability to live on your own like an adult, and understand how the world works as an adult, right? So even if you get married, you're not, you know what I'm saying, this complete idiot. You don't want to be an idiot. So that message was gotten. That was clear because when my father was telling me stuff like that, that's where he was coming from. He wasn't coming from a place of saying my daughter doesn't need a man. He was coming from the place of my daughter is not going to be helpless because she has a father in her life. And I'm going to teach her certain skill sets and I'm going to teach her certain things. And she's going to walk through this earth like she got a daddy. That's where he was coming from with it. Fast forward just a little bit, you get the you don't need a man mantra, the strong and independent mantra. That's the rest of the context of that. Because no one said go to school, focus on being able to operate as an adult, but still have value for family, still have value for uh being a woman and being a woman in a traditional sense. The shaming that she's talking about isn't happening because women went to school. The shaming isn't happening because women know how to go to work or women know how to, you know what I'm saying, go get a paycheck of some type, or they know how to rent an apartment and be there. That's not where the shaming comes from. The shaming is actually coming from all of the behavior that surrounds that. It's all the other stuff that's going on. It's not that in particular. Nobody's having an issue with a woman going to school. Nobody's having an issue with a woman going to work. The problem is the mindset that accompany it. The strong and independent, I don't need no man, and therefore I don't have to occupy a traditional female space. I don't have to occupy that space in a family. I can now kind of do whatever. I don't have any structure on me that dictates what I'm supposed to do as a wife or a mother or a woman in a family setting. I can just do what I want to do. I can make my own money and then I can whore around because nobody ever talks about being abstinent or not engaging in those sexual activities while you going to school or while you trying to call yourself getting an education or whatever getting. You're running the streets as well. And although every woman isn't getting ran through crazy, it's enough of it. It's enough of that going on as to where now she done racked up some bodies. She might have even had a couple of children out of wedlock. And so that's what decreases her value. So when she gets around to being 30 something and now she want to be married because she quote unquote stable now, the problem isn't the job. The problem isn't the school. It's all the other decisions that was made during that time. That's what the problem becomes. And her outlook on relationships and her outlook on what she's supposed to be doing in a relationship. What value is she supposed to be bringing into a marriage? She can only name what value a man's supposed to bring to her, but she can't name the value that she's supposed to bring to him. A lot of these women can't name it. They can't say it. That's why they don't like that question. What do you bring to the table? Like they hate that question because it reminds them that they have not worked on any other valuable part of their self to bring into a relationship and to boost the value of a relationship to begin with. They've cast aside what womanhood is supposed to be and what gender roles are supposed to be and all of this other type of stuff. So they were told, oh, you don't need that. Feminism told them that. Feminism told them they didn't need that. They didn't have to do that. Being a wife was slavery and, you know what I'm saying, doing marriage in a traditional sense is slavery to a woman and she don't have to do that and she got the freedom to be whatever whatever. So now when these women approach these men with this type of mindset, they only have the option to deal with certain kinds of men that'll deal with that mindset. And many times those are not the best relationships for a woman to even be in. These are not the lasting marriages because she doesn't have the mindset to get into a lasting marriage with a man. They utilized the ability to not have to 100% completely depend on a man for all of their needs 100%, and they tied that to their being liberated away from the role that they're supposed to occupy as wives. So since I don't have to eat when you say eat, or you know what I'm saying, whatever, now I have the quote unquote independence to move how I want to move, whether you like it or not. So they didn't achieve the balance. The balance was not achieved because there has to be a balance between the strong and independent and the 100% codependent. It has to be a balance, and that balance is interdependence. And that's the part everybody skips over. No, a woman is not supposed to enter into a relationship or marriage with a man a complete idiot. She should not. She should have basic life skills. She needs to be able to have basic life skills, because what's she gonna teach the kids if she don't got that? She can't hold value for the work that the men do if she don't even know how nothing in the world actually works. So she should have some experience with working. She should have some experience with education. She should. She should. She best should. Because in the most successful relationship that you can imagine, typically men pass away first before their wives. And if he passes away before her, she gotta have them life skills. You can't get away from it. But when a lot, I'm not gonna say everybody, because newer parents was pushing the strong and independent thing. But some of the old school parents, especially like the dads, they weren't pushing you don't need a man. They just wanted their daughters to have some capability as adults as they grew up, to understand responsibility, to understand how to do things. You can't completely have your hands tied because you're an idiot. Because men don't respect that either. A woman that don't know nothing, she's stupid. And a lot of dads was like, my daughter not gonna be stupid. Not mine. And I'm speaking that from a lived experience. My daddy said the same thing. My daughter not gonna be stupid. She gonna know how to do stuff. She gonna know how to get out in this world and feed herself and clothe herself. Because anything can happen. But he was never against me getting married. Like, you know what I'm saying? Young, he never discouraged that. So it's interesting because there was a lot of brainwash, and I know everybody can't put everything in every clip, but there's a lot of context that goes with that, and why a lot of younger women now, or women in their 30s, can't find decent husbands and can't operate in marriage because they were told they didn't have to do that, and that it was beneath them actually to be wives. That didn't age well, because a lot of these women want to be wives now. They still don't know how. That skill was not taught, and they did not take it upon themselves to learn. And when it's said this is how you be a wife, it's so antithetical to all of the feminist bull crap that they learn. They can't even bring themselves to divorce themselves from the propaganda in order to fulfill their role and their traditional role and their purpose as wives and moms. They can't even do it. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.